Alright, so this is a Vex lever, class 1, that has an IMA of 3 to 1. And notice how this was made. They have the large bracket on the bottom here, and then they have a C channel on top, and this is called a 1 by 2 by 1 by 25 C channel, because it has 25 holes across. But this is the important part here, is how this was made. Notice these are bearings right here. These are bearings. Anytime you're going to have a moving part through one of these square holes, specifically a shaft, you should have a bearing in here because that's going to reduce the friction. So anytime you're going to have that shaft through that square that's going to rotate, you should have a bearing. Alright? Now notice, to put the bearing in, you could either use a screw with a Kep's nut, or you could use a rivet. And the rivet, let me pull this out so you can actually see what this looks like here. That's the rivet top, and this is the rivet seat. And the way you put this is through the back. So notice that a lot of people make the mistake of putting it through the top, but it needs to go through the back side of the metal here. So we're going to put that in first, like so, and then we'll put that rivet top in. Nasty thumb. Okay, and then now that shaft can go through. Notice we have a bearing here, 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 and here. And now to hold this in place, these are called shaft collars. One of them is a little loose, that's why you see it moving back and forth. Alright, but those shaft collars are going to hold it in place, and that'll rotate like that. And to tighten these shaft collars, you can just use a 5/64 Allen wrench. Some of these won't have the set screws, so make sure to grab a shaft collar that has the set screws, and you can put those on the inside. That'll prevent this from moving back and forth on the shaft. And then you put the shaft collars on the outside. That's just one way to make it. I've seen other ways where you put spacers in here instead of shaft collars, and it prevents it from moving too far. Just don't jam pack the spacers, because then you're adding way too much friction. Alright, so just a few. It can still wiggle back and forth a little bit, but you don't want it too tight. Wiggling a little bit is much better than being tight. Alright, I've also seen people put shaft locks here. Shaft locks prevent the shaft from twisting, and people don't want the shaft to move through the bracket, but they would still put bearings here so it allows the lever to rotate. But having 4 bearings is okay too. That allows your shaft to twist all the way around. Having shaft locks here and here would not. So this is one way to make a first class lever with an IMA of 3 to 1. Alright, your resistance would be here, and your effort would be over there.